Any email from the Resistance?
Yes, there is. The man's voice is as cool as ever. Please have a listen.
Remember how most reviews or trailers for the Rocksteady Batman games would always say something like, "Be the Batman"? Well, what game are you supposed to play when you want to be the President of the United States?
Okay, let's party! Welcome to the White House.
Yup, that's the one. 100% accurate. Metal Wolf Chaos. For years, this game was out of reach for most Americans, unless you wanted to pay a hefty premium for a Japanese import copy.
What the hell is this?
And you'd still need an OG Xbox to play it on, and who still has one of those mucking around their home? Big ass Duke controller that no sane person would feel comfortable wrapping their hands around. Thankfully, DevolverDigital saw the potential in a remaster for the game, and got in touch with FromSoft, yes, the Dark Souls company, to make it happen. With the help of General Arcade, Metal Wolf Chaos XD was released on Steam, PS4, and Xbox One. Yeah, XD, because that's the face you're gonna be making while playing this.
I feel like a mother hen here.
Okay, Mr. President.
You play as Michael Wilson, 47th President of the Great United States of America, as he often likes to remind people. Hell, it's practically his battle cry.
Because I'm the President of the Great United States of America!
When the evil Vice President Richard Hawke launches a coup d'etat that places him in control of the entire country, seemingly overnight, it's up to you to
take America back!
If you're expecting thought-provoking political ideologies in this game, this game is about as serious as a conference room filled with clowns. Well, maybe a bad example. That's basically what politics are now. Michael's a dork that likes to party even more than Dante.
Let's party!
Seriously, this guy is having way too much fun saving America by destroying America.
Bingo! Michael?
Jody's a friggin' weirdo with proverbs that would make Mei Ling go, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Now that's refreshing. Kind of like sunrise on an early summer morning.
And Richard, he's...
Hello. What do you think of my cute little pet? Thanks to him, the people of New York City are right now festively running around and trying to escape. Hey there, Michael. Could you look after me from heaven? I love you, honey.
Well, he's just batshit insane. And I love it. You really get the feeling that FromSoft told this voice actor to just go wild and have a blast. Listen to this guy. He's having the time of his life.
Have a nice day. Or not, Michael.
Every cutscene and line of dialogue from this game is an absolute treat. And I would hate to spoil any more of it for you, so let's get into the gameplay. Just how exactly is one man supposed to liberate America from oppression and terror? By donning his ginormous, well, okay, it's not actually that big, presidential-grade mechanical battle armor, Metal Wolf. Complete with twin shoulder-mounted equipment racks capable of holding up to 4 weapons each, regenerating low-energy shield for shrugging off light hits, butt thrusters, and a challenge-invalidating burst attack for when you need to remind the enemy of how much they don't like you. You activate this by clicking in both analog sticks, by the way. I'm pretty sure the game doesn't actually tell you that. Notice how Metal Wolf's color scheme kinda makes him look like the bad guy? Especially when compared to Richard's mech. No wonder the news is on your ass for the whole game.
That's dangerous. Stop it.
Mr. President, the Alcatraz cannon has been
Battle your way across America, starting from the West Coast, liberating areas such as San Francisco, Alcatraz Island, Miami Beach, Chicago, and more. The parameters of each mission can vary a bit, but you'll inevitably be blowing shit up to win the day. Funny that one of the harder missions in the late game requires you to curb your destruction and use more precise methods of attack. And let me tell you, subtlety and precision are not this game's strong suits. Metal Wolf Chaos handles subtlety with all the grace of an M1 Abrams tank. In order to exact your own justice, you're gonna need some king-size tools of destruction. I could spend some time talking about all the different weapon types you can use, but nah, forget that. This is a game where clearly not all weapons are created equal. I really tried to vary up the weapon choices on my second playthrough, and not only was I significantly weaker, but it also wasn't nearly as enjoyable as my first playthrough. Shotguns are trash. Missile launchers can be good when they function properly. Flamethrowers? Hell no. Goddamn liability, those things. Handguns? So let me tell you how to get maximum entertainment and efficiency from this game. Machine guns, bazookas, railguns, and for at least one boss, I recommend a good sniper cannon. First, machine guns, which I'm just gonna call miniguns. Man, whoever decided to call this thing a minigun really had a sense of humor. Miniguns have a shorter range than assault rifles and eat up ammo pretty quickly, but there were very few occasions when I wasn't comfortable getting close enough to deal damage to an enemy. As for ammo, it isn't shared across weapons, and more can drop during missions. So just use 4 out of your 8 weapon slots on really strong miniguns and you'll have more than enough shooty bangs for the whole mission. Almost any situation that calls for a long-range option can be handled with a bazooka, so stick a couple of those in your equipment loadout as well. Just don't expect them to have much, if any, AoE damage. As for your last 2 slots, use those for a railgun, which is a 2-handed weapon. It has to be charged up Mega Man style and draws energy from your boost gauge, but once you fire it, oh man, it's beautiful. I don't know if it's a bug, but I have repeatedly almost one-shot this boss in New York with a railgun. My only regret is that you can't dual-wield them like Arnold Schwarzenegger in a racer. I said that this game doesn't handle precision very well. Thankfully, that's not really an issue when using the miniguns, since this game will auto-lock on to anything inside this rectangular targeting area. Aiming with bazookas and railguns can be a little more difficult. The targeting reticule likes to drift a lot, especially when you try to fire while moving. Gotta admit though, I kinda like it. It gives the aiming a little nuance in what is otherwise a very straightforward game. Boosting around feels really good, and it even has some smart design by allowing you to continue boosting after the meter runs out. It'll just start drawing energy from your recharging shield instead. Keep this in mind if you have a large chasm you need to get across. That's really about all there is to the gameplay. Time to discuss some of the game's weak points. First, the music. It's a mixed bag. There were about 5 or so tracks that I wound up liking, but the rest of the soundtrack is just kind of forgettable. And if it's not forgettable, then it's just fucking weird. At least there aren't any tracks that I'd call straight up irritating, so I can't fault the game too much for the soundtrack. I actually really like the song that plays during the opening cinematic. Unfortunately, this updated re-release is still locked at the original game's 30 frames per second. It's something that I was afraid would ruin my experience, but after an hour or so, I didn't even notice it anymore. Aside from some textures flickering in a couple spots, I didn't notice any other technical issues at all. The only other issue I have is that there are a few points in the game where you can hit a difficulty spike that will make you wonder what you're doing wrong. With that in mind, let me give you a few tips that'll hopefully help you out. When fighting the boss at Liberty Island, focus on using precision weapons to destroy its missile launchers first. When Phase 2 starts, wail on its tank treads from the front to slow it down tremendously. This fight is almost impossible if you don't figure this out. Another move that I forgot to mention is this useful dive kick. You use it by jumping and pressing triangle. Feel free to abuse this attack at the start of the game before you have good weapons. See this statue in the first level? Smash it faster than a Florida recount and then check the spot where it was. When starting New York City, make a beeline for the energy station at the northern edge of the map. Destroy that first to disable the boss's one-hit kill attack. It makes the rest of the level so much less of a pain. And lastly, but most important, feel free to go back and replay missions to find items you missed, or farm some credits for weapons. Metal Wolf Chaos XD is $25 on Steam, and I think that might be just a bit high for the average consumer. I am not the average consumer. I live for this shit. This was my first proper mech game experience, and I loved it so much that I went searching for more. Came across this game called Daemon X Machina that looks like it's just what I need. This game gave me just over 15 hours of joy, and I am very glad that I bought it this year. On July 4th, no less. Speaking of content, I didn't even mention how you can unlock Fever and Hell mode after your first playthrough, with Fever giving you infinite ammo and Hell being hard mode with skin unlocks. Huh, turns out Michael Wilson is a big Street Fighter fan. It took a Japanese-developed game about piloting a Japanese mech to make me feel patriotic about my country of America. And these days, I think we could all use some of that. Thank you, Metal Wolf. I salute you. Hey! Thanks a lot for watching. My channel has been growing slowly since I started it last year, but it would be very helpful if you could share this video around a bit. Help me make people aware that they're missing out on some really good hidden gems. But until next time, this is A Skeleton signing out.